packets. Lee Zeldin raised taxes on you and has no clue what to bring here as a new economy to put you to work properly. I'm here with a message that will not have to change when we exit the hallowed hall of the progressives and go talk to somebody else. I'm going to say the same thing to a room full of conservatives. This is what we're going to do with the clean energy jobs and trade schools. Because Lee Zeldin raised your taxes and doesn't have any idea how to do something constructive. All he does is find an enemy.
Thank you, Elaine. Kate?
So I think there's many things you can get him on. His lack of presence in the district, wants to spend more time on MSNBC and Fox News than doing town hall meetings. So let's get him back into town hall meetings. What is he afraid of? He's afraid of us. I think that's really a shame. But infrastructure, you know, again, the first year they promised that there would be an infrastructure bill. I worked so hard over the past 10 years to get a sewer project going in my district. I was able to secure almost $200 million of federal and state money. Lee Zeldin's been absent through that process. Never came forward, never said, what can I do to help? I think when he was a state senator, there was one meeting, but since he's been a congressman, he's been absent.
Thank you, Kate. David?
I think we have to go after him on the economy and how he's not for working people. And he owns that tax bill and the damage it's going to do. We got to go after him on that, and we got to go after him on health care. Right? He voted to take people's health care away. It's terrible. I mean, he's vulnerable on many issues. He's not delivering for the district on so many things. But I think we could start with those two.
Thank you. There's been a couple more questions here. Anybody else have a question? Okay. No?
Hi, I'm a grad student at Stony Brook University. There's over 8,000 of us there, and there's been a lot of attacks on grad student essentially in the last year in the government. So I want to know what you guys want to do to support grad students. I hear a lot about undergrads, but not grad students, and even more on continuing education for STEM in general.
And how to finance that. what we can do to help alleviate some of that.
You know, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I support the unionization of the grad students who are doing work and getting very, you know, I agree with your getting together and give each other support. Certainly, the student loan structure in this country is onerous. It's really usury. Considering it's federal money, but it costs less to get a mortgage and interest than it does to get a student loan. So I would support that.
Yeah, grad loans aren't subsidized.
At all, right. So they should be. We need the smart people to keep in our leadership positions. So I will support, I live right in your backyard, where you're in my backyard. So Stony Brook is very important to me, and the students there give a great deal of value to our community. So I do support grad students, student loans, and unionizing the the students working together to, when they're PAs, to be getting TAs, to be getting the kind of wages they should have.
Thank you, Vivian. Perry?
We need the tax laws to better support our graduate students. But equally important, we need to support our universities themselves. Stony Brook is the major employer in this district, and it's the fuel for the economy of the future. We need to have the federal government commit more money to research at Stony Brook. That's going to support our grad students, it's going to support employment within the district, and it's going to lead to future growth. It makes so much more sense to put money into our universities than to be funding our military and to be funding our corporations as we did with the tax cut. And that's how we're going to help graduate students, that's how we're going to help unions, that's going to help how we're going to help build jobs in CD1. Thank you.
Thank you.
Grad students are doing our research, our innovation, and our critical thinking. Let's not equate grad students with science. Graduate studies in the humanities are teaching us to hear what's true instead of what words somebody is saying. And this Trump era has shown us how important that really is. You need your stipends not to be taxed as income. You need them to be included. You need your health care to be taken care of the same way any other person's health care needs to be taken care of. And you need the right to organize into unions so that you can fight for these things. research into science, health, outer space, the environment, the depths of the oceans, the polar regions, all of that needs to be funded. Into archaeology, into the humanities, it needs to be funded federally because it's a common good. Government exists to serve a common good.
Thank you. Kate?
It's hard, there's so many things that have been said. I agree with all my colleagues here. You know, the stipends, that you should not be, you should be allowed to continue to receive those stipends and not be taxed on them. I know that when CWA tried to organize the Stony Brook students, I participated and helped with that organizing campaign. So bottom line is unionize.
Thank you, Kate. Kate?
My daughter's a senior at SUNY Geneseo. It's like one of the few things that I feel like we're really getting for quality for our tax dollars. So to answer your question, yeah, I mean, there needs to be more support and investment in graduate studies, but I'll say the same thing I've been saying. Unless we're willing to take on the Pentagon budget, it's going to be hard to find money. It's a runaway train, and the Democrats, we can stand up here and say about all the good things we want to do. There are legislative things that will make a difference in terms of tax policy. At the end of the day, you're going to have to go where the money is and make that case. A progressive tax structure, but there's also going to have to be, we're going to have to take that fight and put that money where we need it, including graduate education.
Thank you, David. I have two more people here. Do you have time to answer the last two questions here? Okay.
I'm fine.
Thank you. Okay.
I'll be very brief. I know you're all very looking forward to June 26th, but there's a special election next week, April 24th, and I wanted to know what, if anything, you or your campaigns plan on doing to help elect local Democrats next Tuesday.
Thank you.
I'll answer quickly. Every door we knock for Democrats helps those special elections.
In elections like this, it's door to door, and whatever candidate. Obviously, I was a colleague of Steve Stern's. He's in one of the special elections. So whoever I'm being asked to help, I'd certainly go out and knock doors, whatever I have to do to support the special.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Well, basically, it's as we go around campaigning, if we intersect with the candidates, with the zones, there's not that much intersection for me, but then you talk up your Democratic colleague.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay. Last question.
Hi there. Thank you for your time and thank you for staying past time. I appreciate it. How will you confront the effects, good and bad, of AI and automation on jobs, the economy, and many other things we don't have time to discuss right now?
Very good. And actually, the effects of infrastructure on that, because we're building infrastructure for today, or we're building infrastructure for a future that maybe there's more automation.
It's all
Self-driving
part
cars,
of the same.
think about it. Yes.
It's all
So why don't we,
fine.
okay, let's start on this side and come back this way.
It's not a question you can answer in 10 seconds. I mean, we have to invest in people. We have to look towards the future. We have to have a tax policy and spending policy that's not giving money away to corporations and war profiteers, and think about how we can have an economy where everyone can thrive.
Thank you. Kate?
You have to create a good plan. And again, it's all about funding for infrastructure, renewable energy projects that are going to take a long time to get done. So you have to create a good plan, and certainly funding is probably the most important part.
Thank you. Elaine?
AI and net neutrality, the future is tricky. I read a lot of science fiction that was written in the 70s, and it promised a future that is not what we have. It promised a benevolent galactic intelligence that would do things right, and somehow we don't have that. We need to redefine the common good as suits the level of technology that we have. We need to understand how our broadband internet is what airwaves used to be. We have to understand how to make a level playing field of communication for every person. And we have to look at patent law. Patent law is really, really skewed, and it's like a ratchet. It's been tightening for decades. That if people innovate, the benefits of that innovation, they go slower and slower and slower out into the culture. We need a sea change in patent law.
Thank you, Elaine. Perry?
I look at this question a little bit the other way. As automation comes into our economy, and AI, and all forms of innovation, we lose jobs in places, and we need to find ways to retrain the workers who are no longer going to have jobs because automation has made certain jobs less necessary. If we need fewer workers on a production line, we owe it to those workers to find new opportunities for them, to help educate them so that they can perform other jobs. And we need to grow our economy into new industries that will create new jobs, such as solar, such as wind, such as batteries. It all comes together. And when people get displaced from one industry, we need to find room for them in another industry and make that industry grow.
Thank you, Perry. Vivian, the last person to answer.
Actually, I thought it was Elaine who would go more to what you just said. I think we need to embrace innovation and embrace AI and all of the great innovations that are before us. Because back in 1985, who would have thought that Silicon Valley would be what Silicon Valley is? When you have new ideas, you get new jobs. And we need to have someone who can train us in those new jobs. Have you watched any of the hearings with Zuckerberg where the Congress people don't even know how to ask the questions? So we have to train all levels of people, all ages of people on how to adapt to the new innovations, how to use them. I've read about how AI is being used in nursing homes to accompany the elderly. So the jobs of the people who are working as assistants there will have to learn how to integrate them. So I think we have to keep using our imaginations, and the answer is education and training, embracing the future, embracing the new.
Thank you, Vivian. And that concludes our candidate dialogue. I would like to thank all the candidates again for being here. Thank you, audience. Everybody had good questions, response. Also, I want to thank the timekeeper.